Welcome back to Central News. Now, if you're a gym goer at the moment, you might have noticed that the gyms are jammed, packed with people. You can't get onto a machine because everyone's getting ready for Christmas. But then what happens at Christmas time? You overindulge, you have all your fantastic Christmas treats. So is this a good thing? And how can we get back on track after all those Christmas goodies? We're back again in the studio. We've got Jaine Kirtley. Welcome, Jaine. Dieting over Christmas time. I mean, diets come and go, don't they?
They do, but really people sort of, and diet just means the food we're eating, what we're drinking. That's just really what it means. So then quite often people say, oh no, but I want to be slimmer or healthier or whatever. Generally, they want to be healthier, but they want to look good as well. If you're very fit, then you look good too. But it should be a lifetime diet rather than a sort of quick fix, and then everything going wrong again, then quick fix. Yeah. Because you won't get that quick fix. You need to do that sort of long-term habit. Yeah, because I know quite a few people, it's just, at Christmas time I need to look good, it's summer, how am I going to fit in my togs for the beach? Is it a bit crazy that people do that? You know, they should be looking at a long-term, all year round looking good. It's quite good to have a focus and a goal. That can be really helpful, but definitely looking at that long-term. And just look at how long your Christmas is. I mean, is it Christmas and Boxing Day? Or is it sort of beginning of December to end of January, maybe into February? You know, it's quite good to have a sort of a point where you say Christmas is over now, and that those sort of saying, oh, I'm going to have my treats and eat differently, make a point where that's over. It's quite good now to actually get your diary or your calendar out for whenever and just say, right, back to normal, back to my, away from any chocolates that are hanging around, extra drink, I'm just going to get rid of all that and put it away. And then just go back to, no, I'm going to be eating well again. That is a very, very good way of doing it, I think, you know, to actually set yourself a goal. This is the day it stops. This is because people will just carry on, and it sort of goes into the new year, and it becomes part of their lifestyle, doesn't it? And then they get more sluggish, and there's quite an addictive quality about a lot of the foods that and the drinks that we have over, you know, celebration time. Alcohol definitely is a big one, and that is probably the worst one that we've got in terms of doing damage to the body. People tend to drink too much, then they'll get in the habit of drinking that bit extra, and of course the consequences of drinking are horrendous on health, horrendous on families, relationships, society. So that sort of saying, well, if I've got in the habit of having, you know, whereas I might have had one drink a night, if I've gone into 2, 3, 4, you know, like that, pay attention to. But also another addictive part of the diet can be the sugars and the fats. Yeah, the candy canes. Yeah, and there's lots of studies that are showing that sort of people can get addicted to sugars and fats. And the worst combination is the poor quality fats and sugars together. So of course you get those in cakes. A lot of chocolate, you know, that's got the fats and the sugars. So they're the most likely to get that sort of addiction to, or craving for, you know, maybe not as far as an addiction, but, you know, just that sort of craving for, and that being detrimental to the health, always sort of wanting that lift. Yeah, so you need to plan, don't you, beforehand? You do, put your plan in place. And you need to be aware that those foods can do a lot of damage for your body. So whereas you say, okay, it's Christmas, it's today, I'm going to have my wine or whatever it is, I'm going to have my cake, but then think, well, these are foods that are really damaging for my body, so therefore I've got to balance that with more healthy food. Yeah. And so, have the salads, have the veggies on Christmas Day too, but even after that, you know, just say, oh, I've been having quite a lot of chocolate or alcohol, whatever. Wow, I've got to really push up my salads and my healthy food and my nuts and my olive oils. I think you really do feel it. Like on Christmas Day, everyone's lying around on the couch. We're not moving. We've eaten far too much. Yeah. You know, so you do feel that you need something healthy. Yeah. You do, and it's all that sluggishness. Yeah. But if you let that go on too long, that becomes the habit, and you sort of think, well, I never really get up and do anything. So you don't want to do it. But doing that, a bit of exercise, even as whoever you're with at Christmas, even if you're on your own, say, well, I think, okay, I'm going to take myself off for a bit of a walk. If you're sitting around chatting, well, you might as well walk along the beach or walk along the road or do whatever and have a little chat there, just to sort of get your bodies moving again. And you feel better for it. You do feel better. You less likely have the arguments. Yeah. Too. You know, keeps the peace a bit more. There's a stress a little bit. So you are saying indulge. Go for it, indulge, and then get back on track. You're not saying, hey, just have a little bit. Well, I think you've got to look at where your health needs are. Yeah. You know, if you've got health needs that are very high and those foods are going to be very damaging, You've got to be really, really careful, and certainly you've got to avoid them.
Yeah.
Now, in amongst a gathering of people, you're very likely to have other people who have got high health needs. They might have diabetes, they might have cancer, they might have heart disease, they might have high blood pressure, whatever. There's going to be people there in amongst a group because these are so prevalent in our society. So if you say, oh no, I'll just have a bit of something or a bit of variety, when the cake comes out, make sure you've got a plate of fresh fruit at the same time and a few nuts, so that instead of having 2, 3, 4 slices of cake, you might say, okay, I'll have a slice of cake and I'll have a bit of fresh fruit and the nuts, and have a nibble while you're all sitting around and chatting, so that you balance it out better at that time rather than just going completely over the top.
Yeah, and I think that will make other people feel comfortable as well, that it's okay to eat healthy at Christmas time.
And it's okay not to have the cake. If you choose not to have it and you just say, no, actually I'm going to have the fruit and nuts, I really like that, then you have it too. The same with when there's drinks, always make sure there's a jug of water there so that you can have the water, and you can avoid the drinks or you can just temper it to have sort of 1 or 2, but always make sure that's the water there. The fruit juices aren't such a good idea because they're very high sugar, and we're already in a situation where there's lots of high sugar foods around.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Jaine, it's always a pleasure to talk to you. I've gotten so many good health tips over this past year.
Oh, thanks.
And I do hope you do have a lovely Christmas.
I'm sure I will. Thank you.
You're going to have a few treats?
Yeah, I'm having a few treats, temper that a bit. Lots of water.
Lots of water.
Lots of water. Yeah, that's the key.
Yes, absolutely, Jaine. Jaine Kirtley there from Bay Naturopath, and also the entire Katoa supplements. Be careful out there. Make sure you have lots of fruit on your Christmas table this year as well. All right, coming up after the break, goal setting instead of New Year's resolutions. We'll find out more next.